Hello everyone, my name is Reny Reyes and today I will be presenting my Capstone project to you all, which is a project tracker / bug tracker. The technologies and languages I used were Python, Django, MySQL Workbench, Postman, Django REST Framework, JavaScript, React.js, HTML, CSS, React Calendar, React to Print, React Google Charts, Bootstrap, and GitHub. And before I get started, I'll let you know a little bit about myself. Before I started this bootcamp, I was working as a building engineer, and while I was working in that field, I was running 5 properties and several projects at once. I noticed that things became more difficult to manage when writing manual logs, updates, and tasks to be completed. I decided to make my ideal project tracking app that is intended for project managers and their software development team to solve that very problem. To start, I have created a project manager and 2 software developers in the system with information so you could see how it looks when they do have information, but I'll quickly show you how to register a new user. So this is currently the login page if you already have an account, so we'll navigate to the register page. As you can see here, we have a prompt for the username, the first name, the last name, the email, password, and the role. The role is a drop down and you have choices of registering as a project manager or a software developer, and depending on which one you click and register as is what will appear in your pages. So let's log in very quickly with my information just for the sake of time, and I'll use a fake email because I'm already registered. We can use a temporary password, and let's register as a project manager so you can see how the project manager page is. So once registered, it navigates you back to the login page where we can log in with our new user. So let's log in with our new user and see. As you can currently see, this new user has no projects in the system because they were just created, and no current tasks that were created either. So they have the ability still to create a project, assign, and create a task as well, and assign as well. They also have the ability to access other features. And also, let's currently log in as the software developer to now see a software developer information. So if we log out very quickly, it prompts us back to this login page, and let's log in as a software developer already created. So as you can see, this homepage is very different when the information is already there. It displays all the current projects and the tasks assigned to this current user. It also prompts the user welcome whoever is signed in. And they also have a search bar, which I'll speak about later down the line. If we scroll to the bottom here, we can see that there is a task monitoring per day chart. And what this task does is that it regenerates each day and it logs how many tasks were completed per day. So right now we see that this team has completed 4 tasks already. So in order to complete another task or to log a task completed, we would navigate to the logs page, which is right here. So let's navigate to the log page and see. As you can see in this page, there is a former list of all the logs this user has submitted already with the information and the comments. And this is intended for the developer to make a task completed or log any issues completing a task. So here's the form below to fill out a log related to a task. So let's start off. Let's create a log based on a task that has not been completed yet. So let's see. As you can see, the minute I clicked a related project, it filtered only the related tasks depending on whichever project was clicked. So as you can see, these are the music library tasks. If we click video sharing, these are the 2 video sharing tasks, and we'll be using this demonstration. So let's see, create the functionality to like a song. Let's make an example. He created a task. He created a function to like a song, and he also tested it. Tested in Postman. So this is completed, but incomplete is for if they're logging any mistakes that they found along the way or any bugs that they're trying to get through. But the minute they click complete, it basically closes this task. So as you can see, it also added this new log that they just filled out. If we navigate back to the home page, now we can see that now it's 5 tasks completed right here. It used to be 4, but now it's 5 because he just completed a task. If we scroll up, we can now see as well that it also updated this task along the way as well. Right here. This task right here has been updated to complete. If the developer would like to see a visual of when their current projects and tasks are due, they can navigate to this agendas page. So as you can see, there's also another button here to click the agendas page. If we see above, this is a calendar page that displays all their current projects and current tasks that were assigned to this software developer. The more tasks they're assigned, the more projects they're assigned will be added to this calendar as well. So they can see the former month, the month before that, the next month, the current date, the week, the day. They can filter. They can also check the agenda to see, okay, what's to come, what's to be eventually completed. And this all updates the minute something is added. So now for the project manager as well. We can navigate back to the home page so you can see the difference comparison. So let's log in as a the project manager that I created in the system. Alright, so instantly you see a chart that was generated that wasn't in the software developers page. What this is that every time a new project is added with its tasks, a new chart is created with a percentage of completion. So right now, as you can see, we just completed 4 tasks, and now this task, this percentage is more completed. There's also still 2 tasks left to be completed, so there's 33% left to be completed. These have all the tasks completed, so depending on which project is appearing is which task will be filtered for this chart. Also below we can see that there's a list of projects. However, the project manager has these 2 buttons that weren't accessible to the software developers. They have the ability to update and delete a task, which I'll talk about a little later. And they also have their form here that wasn't for the software developer to create a project, assign a project. They have all the current tasks they created along with the update and delete button. And they also have a create a task form. So to start off, we will create a project. So let's create a sample project. Let's just say it's due today, test project. And the minute they click submit, this new project is added above with its due date as well, along with the 2 buttons. They also can assign a new project that has been created. So let's go below here, and as you can see, this new project was just added. We could click here and it filters to all the software developers in the system. Let's say we want to assign it to Riley. Click submit. It prompts the user saying successfully assigned. We could also create a project create a task for a project. So if we go below, refresh real quick. If we go below, we could click the current project, and as you can see, this changed down here, and I'll show you the difference. So we could say today, and you can see Riley Robinson is here. However, this filters depending on who has been assigned. So let's see, Comrades, both of them were assigned. Social media, both of them were assigned. However, Riley was the only one assigned to this project. They're the only ones that appear on this description. So let's create a test task example. And then we click submit. It's added to these tasks above. And if we look for it very quickly, we can see right here. It is currently incomplete because I just created it. It also comes with the update and delete button. So now that we have a task for this project, we can filter, refresh the page again and see that a new chart has been generated again, just to show you a visual of what happens when we add a new project with this task. So there's only 1 current task, so there's only 1 current task that's not completed on this project, so it's 100% incomplete. So let's go below and also update. We also have the ability to update and delete a task. So let's use that as an example here. Let's use the one that we just did, just created. Okay, so now that we scrolled right here, it prompts the user, which says, what would you like to edit? It gives them the option to edit the date, the project assigned to, and the description. So let's say we want to update the date. So if you notice, the date right now is June 7th. So if we click date, and we enter this new date, let's say June 10th. It updates to June 10th. If we want to update, we could say, we could update the project too, but I want to use the same example. So let's update the project and then update it back to the old version later so I can continue to use this demonstration. It also has user validation, so if I just click randomly and try to change the update, it says no project in the system, as you can see. It just stops the update. If we click a project that is in the system, like social media, so social media is in, it updates it. As you can see, it has updated that project. Okay, and we could also change who is assigned to. So let's pick a sign, let's put John Doe, and now you can see that it's been changed to John Doe. And we can also update the description. Let's say test update, just for the sake of time. And now that has been updated. We also have the ability to delete a task. So if we click this delete button, it prompts the user first, because I was worried about them accidentally clicking this button and deleting a task by mistake. So I prompt the user, and if they say yes, then it deletes the task completely. So let's say yes. It prompts them yes, and then it deletes this task. We also have the same functionality for the projects as well. We can also update and delete the project. So if we click this update button, it's a title and date that we can update. So let's update the title. We can change test update, just so you can see the difference. And now this has been test update application. We could also delete the project. So if we delete it, prompts the user as well. Click yes, then the project is gone along with the chart and along with any tasks that were created for that project. So back to this search bar that I mentioned earlier today. So there's a search bar here that allows the user to filter through their tasks based on complete, incomplete, or by assigned name. So if we click complete for a test, we check below. Now all the completed tasks will be what is filtered. And if we return up, we could check incomplete. Check incomplete now. See how many tasks were incomplete currently. See there's 3 tasks that are currently incomplete. And we could also check by who's assigned. So let's say Riley Robinson as an example. And as you can see, only Riley Robinson tasks have appeared. And if you double click, all of them will return. Their agenda page and their login page also work a similar way as the software developers page, but we'll talk about first the login page. So if we navigate to the login page, it does not have a form for them to submit a new log. Their login page is intended for them to just see a visual on the progress of their tasks that have been assigned. And down here you could see the new task that we submitted when we were logged in as John. So it shows, okay, if it's incomplete and they wrote any comments of having difficulties, then the project manager can reach out and say how they can help of some sort to help solve that problem. So if we check the agendas page, which is also very similar, the only difference is that they see all the tasks and projects they created rather than what they've been assigned. So if we see this agenda, it works the same way. You could see all the projects down the line, all the tasks down the line that have been due. And if we see, it also displays them on this current calendar. I had some extra time on my hands when I was completing this project, so I took that time to add another feature for this current project for the project manager alone. And if you notice if you haven't noticed already, the new button was generated when the project manager was logged in, and it says print projects. So if we hover over, we can see right here, print projects. And if we click this project, as you can see, I want you to see first what it will be printing. If we click right here, it prompts you first what it will be printing. And my purpose of this was that I wanted it to be useful for taking information to meeting and saving records. Just in case they delete a project down the line, they still have records physically of what projects they had and their completion rate during that time. So if we click print, it prompts us with this very familiar prompt for printing a page and gives us all the options that we can do to change this page. Let's print it very quickly so you can see a demonstration. And I thought about also, the reason I only gave this to the project manager was because I felt like it would be very important for them if they couldn't access this website while they were on a meeting. They could have a physical paper that displays all their current statuses for their projects in a quick moment, in a quick glance. So while this is printing, it's almost done. I'll show you very quickly. So as you can see, this is the same thing that's on the screen that has recently been printed as an example. And that is all, and I hope you enjoyed my amazing capstone. I had a lot of fun creating this.